Hi everybody, welcome back to Flossum Media. So in this video, we're going to build our own password manager. Gone are the days of having to give your money and sensitive information to third parties to help do this. We'll be using AES-256-bit encryption to encrypt the usernames and passwords. And from my understanding, it's pretty much government grade, or at least at par, or better than most pass managers out there these days. At least it was good enough for Mr. Robot, so it should work for us today too. I'll be using a little bit of Python, a little bit of Bash, and it's going to be great. I've been wanting to do this for quite a while, and the good news is I've already written the code, proved it out, and posted it right here on my website. So pretty much all we're going to need to do is just copy and paste the code into a text editor, save the files, and then run them. And that's pretty much it. So to do that, we're going to have to make two different scripts. The first one will be passman.py.gpg, and that'll be the actual password manager itself. I've called mine Passman, but you can, of course, call it whatever you'd like. And the main purpose of this script is to show all the available accounts that we have login information for. It will then prompt the user as to which accounts they want to return that information from. And then it will provide that information such as usernames and passwords for each one of those accounts. And after that, we have passman.sh, and that'll be the bash script. And its main function will just be to decrypt this file right here so it can run it. And then after it decrypts that file, it's going to create another file called passman.py. And then it's going to run that file to provide all our usernames, passwords, and all that stuff. And then when it's done, it'll permanently delete it and then overwrite those blocks with random data or zeros. And at the very end, it will clear the clipboard just to make sure there's no sensitive data like passwords or whatever lingering around in there for someone to find later on if they're snooping around on your computer. At least that's the plan. So I think what I'll do now is maybe just jump over the terminal. I'll run those two scripts and show you what I have so far. And then you can decide whether you'd like to follow along and build your own. And then I'll just completely delete them from my system and then rebuild them from scratch. So just like you would be on your end. At least that's the plan. So to put that in motion, maybe I'll just jump over the terminal. And if I list my storage here, you can say I have those two scripts right here I was just talking about. So we have the Python one right here and the Bash one right there. And yeah, to run it, all we have to do is throw in the // and say passman.sh. And we only need to run this one file too. So after we run this file, the first thing it's going to do is it's going to decrypt this file, and then it's going to run that decrypted version of that file. And one thing you want to make sure of too is if I go over to my file manager, there are those two files right there. So after we start to run this script and it decrypts that file, we just want to come back here and make sure that file is present in here. So we should have an additional file that's just passman.py without the GPG on there, because that'll be the decrypted version. So we go back to the terminal and I'll hit enter. Now it's launching it, decrypting the password manager. And now it's just asking for the passphrase that I provided to encrypt the file initially. So I'll just provide that and throw that in. And it's definitely not password. Decryption successful. And now it's just giving a list of accounts to choose from. So now say if we want to use account 5, we just type in account 5, hit enter, and then keep going until we have all the accounts in there that we need information for. Right before I do that, maybe I'll just go back over to my file manager and make sure to create that file. And there it is right there. So when we're done running the script, that file should be gone. And now if I go back to the terminal, I'll just enter in some accounts here. So let's say maybe account 01, account 05, account 10. And then say there is a little bit of error handling in this too. So say if I enter an account that isn't in the list and enter, it'll just say it's not found and try again. And then when I'm done, all I need to do is type in the word done and enter. And now it's just confirming those accounts. So selected accounts 1, 5, and 10, which is what we selected up here. So it should give us the information for those accounts. So to continue, I'll just hit enter. And there's our account information right there. So we have 1, 5, and 10. Perfect. And now it's just asking if we want to clear out the clipboard and delete the the decrypted password manager file, which is passman.py. So theoretically, after we hit enter and do that, we should be able to come back here and this file should be gone. And the clipboard should also be cleared too. So I think what I'll do maybe is just copy anything here, put it in the clipboard, and just make sure there's something in there, and maybe paste it in. So then after we finish off this script here, we'll just come back and make sure this clipboard is empty. So I'll close this. And then enter. Clipboard cleared, primary cleared, passman.py removed. All looks good. So now if we go back over the file manager, yep, that file is now gone. And then if I open up, say, a text editor and try to paste something in, I can't. It looks like my clipboard is empty because I have no paste option there. So, and that's about it. So nothing too crazy, but you don't really need much more than this just to provide a safe spot, I guess, to put all your usernames and passwords and recall them whenever you want. So I guess if you go to run this later on, after it spits out this account information right here, that would be the point as to when you just copy and paste in your passwords. And then as soon as you do that and you're signed in, you would just come back here, hit enter, and then that would clean out the clipboard for you and delete the decrypted version. And then rinse, lather, repeat, I guess. So I guess maybe what I'll do now is I'll just delete these scripts and we can start from scratch. And do that, I think I'll use the shred command with the -u option. So in case you don't know, the shred command is like, I guess, RM, I guess, except this will just overwrite the file with random data or zeros. And then if you use the -u flag right there, that will also delete the file, which is exactly what I wanted to do. So I'm just going to throw the wildcard in because I want to delete everything in this directory, hit enter. And now FLS, everything's gone. So maybe I'll jump back to the website now and we can see how to get started. Okay, so we're at the very beginning, our preparation. So the first thing we have to do is update the system, and then we're going to have to install 2 dependencies. The first one will be GNUPG, which will most likely be on your system by default. That's the GNU Privacy Guard. In case it isn't, you can just install it with this command. And the next one we need is xsel. And that's just to clear out the clipboard when we're all done. This command is different, however, though, for Wayland. I'm on X11. In case you are on Wayland, maybe I'll just show you that now. If we go on the bash script here, right here, that's the command we use to clear out the clipboard for X11. But in case you're using Wayland, this is the command you want right there. If that is the case for you, all you need to do is remove this comment right here. So then that way that command right there will not be commented out and it'll run. And then you want to throw a comment in front of this guy right here. So yeah, right about there is where you want to throw in that comment, and that'll comment out this line that's used for X11. So just once again, if you're on Wayland, remove this pound mark or pound sign right here to uncomment this, and then throw a comment in front of here so you don't use the one for X11. Okay, so the first thing we're going to have to do here, we'll go back up here, is install these dependencies. So I'm just going to copy this and go back to the terminal. And I'll first update. And I'll deal with those later. And then throw that command in. So this is going to install GNUPG and xsel. So then enter. And I already have them installed, so I'm already good to go. So let's clear this out and then go back to the website. See what's next. So next we'll create the files. So we're going to need passman.py and passman.sh. And we'll just use the touch command to create those. So I'll just copy this. Go back to the terminal and paste that in. Hit enter. And now FLS. Yeah, there they are right there. But as you can see, they're not yet executable. And I'm not too crazy about those permissions either. So I think we go back to the website. Right here, we can change the permissions. Yeah, with that guy right there, and make it executable. So I'll just copy that. Go back to the terminal. Paste that in here. Hit enter. And now FLS-L. As you can see, they're now executable. And the permissions are at 700. So 700, in case you don't know, will give read, write, and execute for whoever creates the file, and nothing for everybody else, which I think is exactly what we want for a password manager, because we want to be the only ones that can see, modify the file, or execute it. So yeah, all that looks good. So let's go back to the website. I'll scroll down a bit here. So now we have passman.py. So what we need to do now is just copy all this stuff. And we've already created the files, so we just have to paste this stuff in. Make sure we got it all. Yeah, it looks good. So I'll just copy that and go back to the terminal and open up the passman.py file and any text area you like. I think I'll just use Vim. Hit enter and paste that stuff in. And then save and exit. Okay, so now we got passman.py taken care of. Yeah, it looks good. So let's see what's next. Come back here and scroll down. And then next we have to encrypt the file, because this will be our password file. So after you edit this file and substitute your own information. So maybe I'll just open that up quick. And scroll down. So right here is the account list. So these will be where the names of all your accounts go. So say if you have Facebook, Google, or whatever, you would just throw those in here. Just swap them out. And then if we scroll down a bit, we have the instances right here. So this is where the name of the account will go. And this part right here has to match whatever you put in that list above. And then each time it goes to look for anything Facebook, say like usernames or passwords, it'll know to look here, and then it'll grab the information for it right here. So after you put in the name of the account right there, you just put in the name right here of that account. So say I hate to use this as an example, but say Facebook, whatever. You throw in the name there, and then the URL would go right here, and then the username here, and then the password here. And you just do that for each account that you have and fill out all these instances. And that's pretty much all you need to do to edit this file. You don't have to worry about any of this stuff down here. So all you need to worry about are these instances right here. So you just swap this information for whatever accounts you may have. And this list right here. And there's some short instructions right here. So it says add the name to the list below, which is right here, and then add account instances. So just these guys down here and those instances down here. And that's all you need to do to modify this file. And then after you've saved it, we just have to encrypt it. So now theoretically, say you have all your passwords and stuff in there and passman.py, we just need to encrypt it now. So if we go back to the website, here's the command right here to encrypt it. So I'll just copy that. Go back to the terminal and paste that in and hit enter. So now she's asking to provide a passphrase. So I'll throw one in here. That's not password. And it doesn't like that because there's no numbers or anything in it, but I'm going to use it anyways. So now ls-l. There's a newly created encrypted file right there. And I think I'll just modify those permissions like we did before. So I'll say 700 and apply it to all the files. So now it's executable and only we can read, write, and execute it, and nobody else can do anything else with it. So now that we have that encrypted, we're going to want to get rid of this one right here because that one has their sensitive information, theoretically anyways. So to get rid of that, because it does have our passwords and stuff in it, I'm going to use the shred command. So I'll say shred. With the -u. And then passman.py. Yeah, and now it's gone. Okay, so now we got both our files created. Our permissions look good. I think we're pretty much good to go here. So let's jump back to the website. Oh, no, we're not. Sorry, we still have to do passman.sh. So I'll copy all this. Go back here and open up passman.sh. And I'll paste that in. And then save and quit. And then go back to the website. Oh, shoot. Not get the exit in there. I'll go back here and just double check here. Oh, yeah, there is no exit. I did miss it. Okay. I'll go copy and paste isn't always as straightforward as you think. And execution. So yeah, all we have to do is run passman.sh. That will decrypt our password manager for us, and then run that, and then delete it. So yeah, and that's pretty much it. So let's give this a test run, and hopefully everything works out like it did a few minutes ago. Yeah, I think we're good to run it. So // passman.sh. Oh, there we go. And so far, so good. Maybe I'll just jump back to my file manager here. Yeah, create the file right there. And add some accounts. Uh, 03, 10. Say and that's good enough. So yeah, it looks right. 31049, 31049, and enter. Yeah, it looks good. So maybe I'll just double check the clipboard again. So I'll just copy this. open up this guy, throw that in there. And yeah, there's definitely something in the clipboard. So I'll close that off. And double check here. Yeah, that file is still there. Make sure that's gone after we run this. So I'll just hit enter. Clipboard cleared, passman removed. Okay, so let's go back here. Yep, file is gone. And open this guy. And nothing to paste. Perfect. And so yeah, I think that's about it. I think that did take about 5 or 10 minutes. That wasn't long at all. And yeah, I hope this helps with your password manager needs. I did also try to automate the login process itself with Selenium. So instead of just showing the login information after the user types in an account they would like to sign into, the script will also open up the browser, navigate to the login page and sign in, which worked great about 30% of the time. But the remaining 70% was spent solving CAPTCHAs, which isn't much good. So if anyone actually knows a way around this, please let me know. That'd be greatly appreciated, as it would be nice just to be able to automate this whole thing. As actually, I used to be able to do that about, I don't know, 5 or 6 years ago, before all this CAPTCHA stuff started to go absolutely crazy. But now it isn't worth it. I found this was just the quickest way to do it instead of just solving CAPTCHAs all day, which is no fun. I'm just trying to think of what else I can tell you before I shut her down. Maybe let's go back to the browser here. Oh yeah, so we have the Python script here, which I told you where you have to make the changes. So if you go to copy and paste and use this, just make sure you change these account names, of course, to whichever accounts you're using. And then these instances down here. And that's all you have to worry about with the Python file. And just make sure too that these match. So say you have 5 different accounts in here. Make sure you have 5 different instances right here. And they all need to match. So whatever name that you put, say in here, this name right here, when you go to do your instances, make sure the exact same spelling is right here. And with this list up here, you can have spaces. Spaces are totally fine because one of the things this script is going to do is it's going to strip out any white space. So when it goes to read it in the back end, it's not going to have any spaces anyways. So yeah, it doesn't matter if you have spaces in that above list. But right here, you can't have any spaces because this will be what the script looks for after it's stripped out the white space. So if it comes down here and it goes to find something that has white space in it, it's not going to understand. Sorry, I'm hoping I'm not making this complicated. But up here, okay to have white space. Down here, not so much. So say if your name had, let's say, say your account had like 2 different names in it. If that name had a space up here, that's totally cool. But down here, you'd want to squeeze those names together and just remove all the white space. And that way, if someone goes to, say you go to use the script later on, and say you throw in an extra space by mistake or whatever, it's not going to matter because it's going to strip out all that white space anyways. Sorry, I think I'm making this sound more confusing than it really is. So for the Python script, you change this stuff here and these instances right here, and you're good to go. All this other stuff you can just leave as is. And then down here with the bash script, just a couple of little things that you may want to change. Say like the name right here. If you name your script something else, you're probably not going to want it to say passman.sh when you first start up. It's not going to break anything, like it'll be completely fine. But yeah, you definitely want to change that name. And same thing here too. If say you change the name of the script and it's not passman, just make sure you change it here too. Yeah, and as far as the bash script goes, that's about it. So really the only thing you have to worry about here is the name of the script, whatever you call it, your password manager. You'll just want to reflect it right here. So you want to change it right there. Probably there too, but it's not going to break anything. Here it will though, if these names don't match. So you want to change it there. This is just an echo command that prints stuff out on the screen. It's going to look funny if you don't change it, but you'll want to change the name there too. And then right here, if you're using Wayland, you would use this command right here to clear out the clipboard. So you take out this comment and you'd add a comment right here to block out X11. So you'd be using Wayland. But if you're using X11, just leave it as is. And then right here is where you want to change the name if you didn't use passman for a name. And yeah, I guess pretty much right here and right here. These ones aren't going to break anything because they're just using the echo command, printing stuff out on the screen. But yeah, you'll definitely want to change that guy right there too. So that's pretty much it. So as far as the bash script goes, all you need to do is just swap out the names for whatever name you decide to use. And yeah, that's pretty much it. One other little thing I do find convenient is just so I can run the script anywhere on my terminal without being in a particular working directory, is I'll set an environment variable or a path to your Python manager file, or whichever directory that you hold these scripts inside of, so that we can run it anywhere in your terminal. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. That's all I can think of for now. Thank you guys for watching the video. I hope this helps with your password manager needs. If, say, you were not crazy about giving a third party all your bunch of sensitive information, or yeah, because I know there's a lot of good free ones out there too. Like I don't know if it's still around, but Pass for Linux was really good, and I think it's still free. That's certainly an option. But just in case you wanted to make your own, I think this might be a good start, and I hope it helps. So yeah, thank you guys for watching the video, and hope to see you on the next one. Bye for now.